What to expect from Bethesda at E3. So in today's video, I just want to talk a little bit about what we know right now that Bethesda is going to be bringing to E3, as well as some speculation as to what may possibly be there. So what do we know so far? Well, Bethesda is going to be having their own press conference on the Sunday before E3 technically starts. That's going to be Sunday, June 11th. We estimate this is going to be at around 10 p.m. Eastern time, or of course 7 p.m. Pacific time. This is the same day that Microsoft is hosting their own conference, which is actually unusual. Normally they have it on a Monday. I'm not sure if that'll correspond to something, Bethesda and Microsoft having the same day of their conferences, probably not. But regardless, Bethesda has said that Fallout 4 VR is going to be fully playable and a big feature of their booth at E3. Fallout 4 VR is essentially a full adaptation of Fallout 4 to be used with VR. It's actually really anticipated in the VR community because it's going to be one of the first AAA games and really one of the first big games to be adapted to VR and really be a proper and full experience. Bethesda has touted multiple times that it's going to be really awesome. It's going to be a main feature of their booth at E3, and I imagine that's going to dominate a lot of their show. Regardless, I think there's going to be a little bit more than that. That's really all we have as set in stone from Bethesda right now. There's a few other things outside of Skyrim and Fallout that will probably be there, like Prey is probably going to make an appearance, Quake Champions is probably something else that'll be there, but I'm going to focus on the Skyrim and Fallout speculation because that's all I really know about. Bethesda, the game developer, not the publishing company, has said in the past they are working on 7 different projects. 2 of these are new AAA games with new IPs that they do say they are going to be releasing before they release the next Skyrim, as well as we do guesstimate that Fallout 4 VR is going to be coming out around this summer. Regardless, I think one of these is going to be announced at E3. Otherwise, they're not going to have many projects going on unless they wait out till next year's E3. I think an announcement will be occurring at E3 because that's really a show Bethesda seems to like. All of their big announcements have been at E3 over the past few years. So I think Bethesda could go one of 2 routes here. I think either A, they can announce a new remaster for one of the older Fallout games, that being Fallout 3 or New Vegas. I think from a financial standpoint, this actually makes a lot of sense. We'll be 2 years following the release of Fallout 4. Many people that were going to play the game did play the game, and although yes, they are going to be announcing and featuring Fallout 4 VR, that's such a niche audience that it's not going to really appeal to the masses. If you own a console, you pretty much can't use VR, and there's very few PCs out there that are going to be able to run Fallout 4 VR simply because VR is taxing on your computer and it's really expensive to get all the equipment. For that reason, I think a remaster of New Vegas or Fallout 3 again is very probable. They made a ton of money from the Skyrim Special Edition remaster because they didn't really have to do that much work. Bringing mods over to consoles was a huge success. They now have those lines established. They have relationships with both Sony and Microsoft for doing so, as well as Bethesda.net has been kind of built up and a big database of mods has been created. Fallout 4 really made a name for the Fallout franchise. Previously, it was very popular, but not nearly as popular as Skyrim, but Fallout 4 was actually one of the best-selling games for Bethesda ever, and it sold the most amount of copies in the shortest amount of times, even beating out the success of Skyrim. So for all those reasons combined, I think it makes it really likely again that we're going to see a remaster of one of the older Fallout games. Another avenue they may take is actually announcing one of these 2 new IPs. We have no details obviously about them whatsoever yet. The main reason I think they'll make an announcement for one of those is simply because otherwise they're going to leave fans with kind of nothing. We know Fallout 4 VR is coming, but obviously again, that's not going to be for many people. We know the next Elder Scrolls is many years out, as they've reinforced many times, and it's been 2 years since Fallout 4. We do have a pretty big gap and a pretty good amount of time for development of a new game that I imagine they'll at least tease something. I mean, again, they are getting their entirely owned show here. This is a number of hours dedicated to this company, so I think they have to show something substantial outside of Fallout 4 VR, or many people will be disappointed. One final potential avenue is maybe a sequel to Fallout 4, a full-on new Fallout game, either by Bethesda or by a totally different company. I don't think this is going to happen. Yes, it is a possibility. Hopefully they'll do the same thing they did with Fallout 3 and New Vegas, where Obsidian came in and made New Vegas. I'd love to see that again because I think it made them a lot of money, and a lot of players really liked different companies' take on Fallout. Bethesda oftentimes leaves a lot to be desired with their games, although creating the franchise and popularizing it is a huge part of why the success of Fallout New Vegas was so wide-reaching. So those are the facts and some speculation. We'll only know on June 11th. I'm definitely going to be making videos if any news comes out, and of course on June 11th I'll be covering it, probably do some kind of live stream while watching the show. I should have to take an LSAT 2 days after that, so I'll probably be kind of swamped on June 12th, so I might not be doing too much that day because of course I want to be practicing. But regardless, I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you guys again for watching, and I hope to see you all next time. Later.